Hello and welcome to the, shall we say, my setup video, just to say what I actually use to record everything, all my stuff in my PC, everything I'm, well, just using to do all the videos. So to actually start us off, as you can see down the side there, where I'm pointing it to me, to you, it'd be there. But yeah, that's some of the stuff we're talking about in a minute too. The first thing I want to talk about is of course my microphone, which is a AT2020 cardioid microphone. This is the non-USB version. I would highly recommend getting a non-USB version. Please do not get the USB versions. They are nowhere as good as cardio. Yeah, you do have to fork out a little bit more money for the power conversion cables, such as my one is currently hooked up to a power converter. It is going to cost you an extra maybe 20-30 quid, but it's so much better than USB, because USB just doesn't seem to give it as much power as what it should do, so you don't get as decent a quality as you do with a cardioid naturally. So yeah, AT2020, normal everyday mic stand, normal everyday mic stand extending arm, nothing fancy there. The power supply is a Behringer Phantom power supply, 20 volts set up. The hookup is also connected straight to a, oh, I can't remember the name of the wire, it's this one. It'll come to me all the way through the video, it always does. But yeah, it's a USB powered version of that, so of course that's where I actually plug it in to turn it into a USB, which is much easier. Of course for video, well, for music recording, I use this, which is, if I can get this in shot, this is a Jacksville Custom Series 2 Hades guitar. Still on sale, mine's about 3 years old now, but you can still pick them up for the exact same price as always. I use an Xtunes 5.1 surround system for music and everything else. For doing these recordings, I'm using a Microsoft Lifecam HD 300. I also use an Hitachi, which is on here somewhere, but yeah, I'll go into that in a little bit. So yeah, my Windows operating system is of course Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit edition, absolutely perfect. I have 3 hard drives, one external for random files and stuff like that, maybe video files. I really should properly format it because I can only put 4 gigs on there max, but yeah, that's what I need to do later on, that's just random files. I have my original 501 for the Windows program itself and all normal files. I have a 1.5 terabyte for Steam, but I am going to be getting another 3 terabyte one for gaming videos, gaming, mods, everything like that, because I've honestly almost filled up a 1.5 terabyte size hard drive with nothing but games. I just spoke about the Xtunes surround system. I have an onboard sound card. There's no fancy sound card in my PC because I don't feel any need to. The motherboard has a 5.1, I think maybe even 7.1 surround on it. So I didn't feel any need to really go and splash out on an audio card. There's not really much point unless you're really looking for a home theatre system. My wireless card has just been updated. It's the TP-Link. It's a really decent card. I haven't got it yet. I've just literally bought it about 2 minutes ago, just waiting for it to be delivered. From what I've seen and what I've heard, it's an amazing card. I'll be doing a review on that tomorrow. But my current one is a Tender Wireless. It's terrible. You have to be within about 10-15 feet of the wireless connection, otherwise your signal really is weak as anything, and I'm nowhere near my wireless connection. I am probably miles off of this poor wireless card, so yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend the Tender Wireless. Basic mouse and keyboard, Microsoft keyboard, Advent mouse that came with a PC. Never had any problems, never needed to update. I'm not a massive fan of big gaming keyboards, I don't see the point in them. I mean, unless you are an avid gamer on keyboard, then by all means use it, but for me I just use the wired Xbox 360 pad because I'm more of a console person myself. When it comes down to controllers, gaming wise I'm more of a PC man, but I will use the keyboard and mouse. I enjoy the keyboard and mouse, I quite like them, but I'm just more of a console person because I was brought up more with console than I was PC, so that's probably the reason why I use the pad. What else do we have? Yeah, the Wacom graphic tablet, which of course is this. This is what I use for all my drawing stuff. And when it comes down to drawing, I use, oh, what is it? I use, it with me in a second, Corel Paint Shop Pro 15 and Corel Painter 13 and Paint.net. Each of them really amazing pieces of software. Paint.net is completely free, it's brilliant. Corel Painter Paint Shop Pro 15 will set you back about 60-70 quid maybe for the most expensive edition. Painter 13, you're looking about 300 quid. It's a much more expensive one. It's a lot like Adobe, but not as many features as what Adobe has. I'm more, again, accustomed to Painter because I've been using Painter for much longer than I have Adobe, so I've decided to stick with Painter for now. I might switch to Adobe one day, I don't know yet, all depends. Yep, my processor is an AMD Phenom 2 quad-core 965 Black Edition. I've had that for about 3-4 years now. I can't actually remember, I know I've had it for quite a while. Still one of the better processors out there, I'd say. I mean, you can get much better ones nowadays. Intel do some amazing ones. AMD have just started putting out some really amazing ones as well. But I'm going to stick this one a little bit longer because I just can't bother to update my motherboard. Plus also I like the processor. It works well. It runs most games and applications smooth as anything without a problem. So yeah, there's no need for me to update for at least another probable year or two. Now I will need to update. I have a 750 watt power supply unit. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one it is. But I do know it is a very, very decent make. Very quiet. No problems with heat or anything like that from it. Gives me all my power needs. It's a spot on #1 PSU. The AVerMedia Gamer Live HD capture card is what I'm using right now to even capture this, because it can record PC, Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4. It can't do older consoles, unfortunately. It doesn't have that ability. So that's why I have the AVerMedia TV Tuner card, because that one can capture TV, PS2, Wii, Xbox 360, Xbox One, all of that. It can capture all consoles because it comes with a conversion cable that is built specifically for that capture card. Unfortunately, you can only capture in 720p on the TV tuner and do, I think, 30 frames a second on 720p, whereas on the Live Gamer HD that can capture in 1080p, 30 frames a second, smooth, and it really does look nice. That's what I used to record. And I have 12 gigs of RAM. 2 of which are 4 gig each, 2 of which are 2 gig each, and I couldn't remember if they're 12,000 or 16,000 megahertz a second, well, megahertz speed. I couldn't quite remember, so again, that's just a touch and go on there. My actual case itself is an AMD Centurion. Old model now, because they have updated the models a lot, and they've taken out a lot of things, and they've changed a lot, so if you're going to buy one, I'd recommend just getting the case and then completely gutting everything. So try and find the case itself, just gut it and just build it from there, because the tower is amazing. It does have a memory card reader, 4 front USBs, and has a red light LED band around it. Makes it look pretty nice. It's kind of a little cheap add-on to it, you ask me, but it looks nice. It's quite funky in night time. The motherboard is a Gigabyte GA870A UD3 Revision 2. If you have this board and you don't know which revision it is, the revision 3 is a black board, the 2 and 1 are blue boards, but it should also tell you on the front of your case. This motherboard is brilliant. You have about 6 USBs, I believe, maybe even 8, Ethernet, you've got onboard graphics, I believe VGA, it could be HD, I can't tell you off the top of my head, I do believe it is HD onboard graphics. Has 2 USB 3.0 ports, has transfer ports for certain data plugins and so on. It's just got so much stuff. It's amazing, amazing, amazing motherboard. And nowadays would be very cheap, so I would probably recommend one if you're shopping around for an AMD Phenom build. The processor cooler is a GX7, which I have reviewed. It's brilliant. To say how big it is, it's as quiet as anything, and it keeps my processor cooler than anything. I believe my processor usually gets to about 29, maybe 31 on full load. It's just ultra quiet. You can add a second fan to it because it already comes with one pre-built-in fan. but you can add a second fan, or you can just add your own fans to it, whatever you feel like there. So it's highly upgradable, which is brilliant as well. I've already spoken about Microsoft Live Cam. There's the camera I use for live action. It's the Hitachi DZH-V595E. Good camera, about £100 nowadays maybe. Very, very good for recording. I would highly recommend though, when recording with it, record it in 720p. I don't know why it doesn't like 1080p too much, but when you take the video out, it doesn't look as smooth as it should do. 720p seems to run fine on that camera. So yeah, recording 720p on that. Absolutely brilliant camera again, do it for all my live action stuff. Absolutely amazing, wouldn't fault it for the world. The AT2020 I've talked about, along with the power supply. The consoles I have are a PS2, a PS1, an Xbox Crystal, a Wii, Xbox 360, and most others are actually done through emulator, such as the PS2 and PS1s I actually do through emulator for the simple reason I can get better graphics, much more smoother gameplay, and it doesn't allow me to start from the beginning again. Even though I can do anyway with my old PS2 and my PS1, but I just thought I may as well do it for emulator because I can make everything look smoother, better. I can also play some of the older games better. If you're using the PSX X2 emulator and you find some games just don't run very smooth, what you need to do is you need to actually rip the entire game onto the PC and then play it through there, because sometimes certain cards will not read it properly, or certain CD drives. Again, my CD drive does pretty much basic. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying about the emulators, this seems to have been cut slightly. I did have to quickly run off and do something, so yeah, I'm going to quickly talk again about the emulators. Again, with the PSX X2, you just have to rip a PS2 CD onto your hard drive. Once you've done that, just play the file from there, and it will work a lot smoother. I've noticed this with GTA Vice City Stories. Didn't work too well until I ripped the CD, and then it worked absolutely fine and dandy again. So yeah, that's something you might need to do. Just one of those things sometimes. I will review and go into a lot more detail of emulators soon, because I've got so many to review. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. The programs I use for video editing are Cyberlink Power Director 10. I really need to update to 12 now, probably even 13 by the time the next one comes out. But it is perfect. That's what I use for editing all the videos, and of course getting them all to the right video quality. I'll do a review on how I do the video soon as well, so you can all see how I do the video quality, what the video quality is, what I'm setting to, so on and so forth. I've talked about all the stuff that I use for, of course, the paintwork and everything. Yeah, my table that I'm using right now is actually a laptop table that I've slightly modified, because you can buy this on eBay for about 25 quid. All it is just literally a laptop table. I use this for drawing, keyboard stand, everything. There is actually this black rim. It went the entire way around, but I cut this half off so I can actually use that side for drawing and this side for holding all my stuff on. Works pretty well. Yeah, I use Audacity to record audio. At the moment I don't need to, but when I'm doing games or something like that, I do use Audacity to record everything, and I will admit Audacity is free. Most people you talk to who do audio recording will recommend Audacity. It's amazing, it's brilliant, so much stuff, it's perfect. And yeah, as I've said down there, that's about everything until I actually upgrade everything again. We'll start redoing it all, so yeah, that's all the specs of my PC. That's everything I use to record, everything I'm actually using on the PC to play as well, and all my stuff that I've got. So I hope this has actually been a bit of a informative video for you. There'll be a few more reviews coming up soon of emulators and how to set them all up. I've just literally received a new MP4 player, so I'll be reviewing that one as well. I'll review the wireless card tomorrow. And as per always, be on the lookout for more videos, and thanks for watching.